she's a great fighter. She is really good. She had that one setback against Carla Esparza, but then she missed weight. I think it was against Paulina. I'm not sure who it was, but she won that fight. And this fight is a tough fight. This is against Marina Rodriguez, who's tough. She's got good stand-up, good Muay Thai. I think Cynthia's definitely got the better ground game and has an advantage on the ground. But coming in 4.5 pounds, and we're talking that's with the 1 pound allowance they give you. She came in at 120.5. Supposed to be 115. You can't make that. You got that responsibility as a pro, and I know it's not nice to say, but it's just the damn truth. The 3 things that I always say: be on time. Don't make other people wait for you. Make the weight. If you signed the contract and you said, I'm going to be at that weight, you've got to make the weight. If you can't do it, say, I need to move up in weight. And the last thing is, hey, fight as hard as you can. Give everything you got. You got to make weight. It's part of your responsibility. It is your job. And I'm the first guy to say I don't like weight cuts, but if you can't make that weight, don't sign that contract.
Let me ask you this: do you hold any water on the fact that
I hold my water all the
time? not your bladder, your water.
Oh, okay, sorry. Yeah.
That she's a female and maybe it's that time of the month. But I mean, 4 pounds is a lot, though. That's the problem. 4.5, 5 pounds is a lot.
It can happen all the time, and I do believe that female fighters have a distinct disadvantage that they can end up having, something occur in the month at that time when they're losing weight that just makes it very rough on them. And, it's hard to foresee it. You kind of, women get into a cycle and they'll kind of know about when they're going to be at that. And if you look and say that fight date is near when I'm normally going to be in that position, it's like you got to take that into consideration. This is part of your entire process.
The other thing too is like when they get into camp, sometimes when they start training, their body changes and the cycle changes with it, though, from what I understand, is that from the intense training, sometimes they won't get it at all, and sometimes
they won't.
Yeah, sometimes it'll change. It'll change to when sometimes let's just say they would get it normally be the first week of the month. Now all of a sudden it came like a week and a half early. Now you're like, shit, I wasn't supposed to have it. And that right there makes them retain water, makes them feel, I've heard bloated and disgusting and all these other things. But 4.5 pounds, 5 pounds, 5.5 pounds is a lot of damn weight. I mean, you got to start thinking like you're actually closer to the weight class above than you are the weight class you're supposed to be fighting in.
That's exactly it.
Yeah.
You're closer to that 125 limit than you are that 115 limit. You got a half pound there that's the variance, and it's like, man, it's rough on her opponent, because now if she goes and she beats Rodriguez, you look and you go, well, yeah, Rodriguez got, I think it was 30% of her pay or whatever it's going to be, and that's a nice little bump, but I think she would rather have a win than that bump, and she's saying, hey, I had someone that didn't have to lose all the weight. They were heavier, bigger than me, all these things, and it's just every bit of it is a problem.
Do you think that like the commissions should start maybe coming in and saying like, look, we allow this to happen, but if Cynthia wins, it becomes a no contest, and then if her opponent wins, she gets the win. If she loses, I feel like when you start allowing fights with 5 and 6 pounds differences, it's almost like and I'm not trying to knock Cynthia at all, but there gets to a point where sometimes you're like, it doesn't even seem like you tried to make the weight. Like we had a guy, remember the guy from Mohegan Sun, the really good kickboxer? He was 11 pounds over. I'm all, did you even try?
Robin Van Rossmolen.
I was all amped up and excited to watch him fight. You got me all hyped up all week, and then he fucking was 11 pounds over, and I'm all, what in the fuck?
No, I don't blame you. And it was at a weight that he always fought at, but he had weight problems in the past in kickboxing, I know. So there's so many different ideas out there. And the one thing that I've heard that it almost seems like the fairest is, they were talking about, how about if we take a point away from the person that's overweight on their scorecard? Automatic, you get a 1-point deduction.
It's just hard.
I can't say that's the right thing either. I'm not saying it is. but there's a distinct disadvantage to the person that went through that process, just like what you're saying. And you said it so many times is when I make weight, I know I've done my hard work. I've got it all. Everything from this point is easy.
Yeah.
Because that weight cut sucks, and mentally it's draining, and it's physically exhausting as far as just the toll it takes on your body. And it is a process that if someone doesn't have to do it, it's a distinct advantage. Now, if that's an advantage that they're gaining because they're saying, I'm not cutting weight, so I don't have to go through it, great. You deserve that advantage. If you're just not making the weight, then you don't deserve that advantage.